The following podcast contains some mild swearing and descriptions of sexual situations. Viewer discretion is advised.
Spoiler alert. Third World Cinema Club.
Guys, welcome to episode 3 of
Third
World
Cinema Club. That's how I sabay. 1, 2,
3. Third World Cinema Club.
Yay!
Yay! We're not dead! So, I'm John Tawasil from Present Confusion.
Tristan Zinampan from Rappler, Film Pulsar Reviews, and Screen Anarchy.
And
DJ Ramones from ReverseDelay.net.
so today, we'll be talking about a lot of stuff. August has been a very busy month. We'll be talking about the films of two festivals, Cinemalaya and
PPP. The Pista.
PPP, Pista ng Pelikulang Pilipino. And maybe some other stuff if we have the time. So, let's...
Packed show, guys. It's a packed show.
It's a packed show, man. So, there are lots of stuff to discuss. Let's start with Cinemalaya. So, let's go over the films one by one. And then let's talk about the short section after we've tackled the short section. So, let's...
Before diving in deep.
Yeah, so before diving deep into films one by one, let's talk about our overall impressions with the festival. Let's start with you, Tristan.
Okay. Wow. So for me, it's like there's a point na I was thinking, is Cinemalaya still the festival to look out for? Kasi like
The premiere.
kasi diba, the premiere festival. Kasi of course you have to credit this like the big festival that kickstarted this new era of Philippine cinema. Pero like the past years, una nawala sila ng funding. Then last year, it was a middling festival na personally I only found 2 films engaging and the rest were par to subpar lang. So this year it's like I was thinking na this festival had a lot to prove again to show na we are still one of the top festivals in the country. Lalo na parami festivals. And hindi naman ako na-disappoint kasi I found that most of the films that I saw, I only saw 5 out of the 10. Ay, no, ilang films na? 10 films, diba?
10 films, yeah.
I saw 6
films.
7, yeah. No, mambe, let's recount. So, I found most of them naman enjoyable. I didn't actively hate any of the films. Unlike last year.
Oh, okay.
Sige. Pangit pakinggan, no? Actively. Actively dislike.
Yeah,
I don't wanna... So, kayo.
DJ, what are your thoughts?
For me, this is only the second Cinemalaya festival that I was able to watch all of the entries after last year. Although I've been watching Cinemalaya since 2010, I've been watching around 3 films every year. Although, of course, I've seen a couple of films before that. So, in terms of the quality of the entries overall, I think it was better than last year.
Oh, okay.
But there wasn't that respeto for this year. So
Yeah.
there wasn't that
True.
really outstanding and really memorable entry in this year. But still, yeah, I like most of the entries. There's only one entry that I found very challenging to watch.
Okay.
And for these short films, I haven't really thought about them much yet. But it's more of the same. Palagi naman yung short films, it's the wild card eh. Parang
Yeah.
you wanna know what you're getting. And yes, I'm looking forward more to discussing the individual entries.
Okay. Actually, I agree with both of you. 2017 was overall not a very memorable year, except for 2 very exceptional films. That was Respeto and Kiko Boxingero.
Same. Those are the films that I actually enjoyed.
Yes. This year is, I think this year, given the challenges Cinemalaya has had to deal with in terms of funding and finding filmmakers of because the older ones, they've moved on to other projects. This was kind of a return to form in terms of quality. I like most of the entries in this festival edition. Probably except for one, like DJ, are not like films would probably be different. But in even at a minimal level, I enjoyed most of the films in this year's festival, and I would recommend. Well, not really recommend. I would give most of them a second chance if I had the chance. Given that we've talked about the individual films,
I have a list here.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what do you want to talk about first, Mamang? You want to go back to Mamang?
Okay, let's go
I'm
back to
gonna
Mama.
let you lead the discussion because since I haven't seen.
Okay, so DJ and I have seen Mama. It's about Celeste Legaspi. She has dementia, and she lives with her son Ketchup Eusebio, who is and Ketchup's character is recently laid off from work. He's a teacher, and while she's living with her son, she begins to have these hallucinations of people visiting her house. These people were people from her past, so like her estranged husband, ex-lovers. There's this mysterious soldier played by Paolo O'Hara, and
Matatapang ba to?
ish, but it's it has some similarities to Matatapang, but where Matatapang is where the ghosts were actively engaging with the main character. In this case, they're like reminders of Celeste's past life.
Actually, the film I would compare this one most to would be Kusina from 2016.
Yes,
Cinemalaya.
yes.
It has that same setup. It's the same small space. Everyone is moving around that same small space, and it recounts one character's history.
So yeah, it's an exploration of Celeste Legaspi's character's life, of Mama's life, and
Ages. There's that historical aspect. Yung parang it
Yeah.
goes through wartime.
yeah,
peacetime.
World War II, martial law. It's kinda semi-recent history, and of course there's a certain spoiler near the end, but of course we won't talk about that. This is a film that kind of I struggled with it early on when it was trying to establish its world. When the people started visiting Mamang, I gravitated toward it a bit more, and then the what do you call this? And then the ending of the film was pretty impactful because it's a really lonely moment for Celeste Legaspi, in which she has to make a choice between embracing the deterioration of her brain or so that she could feel safe, or live her life in reality where she's sane but she's utterly alone. So that's the kind
That's
of
nice. I wanna see something like that.
yeah, that's the kind of juxtaposition that I appreciated by the end of the film. Although, the film's like first like 30-40 minutes, they were kind of slow for me to go through. What do you think, DJ?
About the ending, well, that's the problematic part for me because I saw it coming. So that's a deal breaker for me. It didn't work as well for me because
Yeah.
I saw it coming.
But
Then again, because it's such a universal story. Parang it's about your mother, relationship with your mother. It's a kind of film na after watching it, you're tempted to talk to your mother and call her
Yeah.
mama.
and
Or if you're
say
that
hello.
kind of person.
Mamang by Darren Aronofsky.
I think it will be a very personal film for a lot of people. And yeah, it also talks about one's relationship with their mother. Maybe if there were any regrets they had where they were still living. As for the ending, yeah, actually I also predicted what was going to happen based on the production design.
Yep.
It's very obvious if you're looking out for it. And oh, I see. You would look at yourself. Oh, this is what is going. This is what's going on. And yeah, actually, that's pretty much it. Celeste Legaspi was amazing in this. I thought she was going to win Best Actress, or at least she's a serious contender for the award. And Ketchup Eusebio's award for Best Supporting Actress, very well deserved, because his chemistry with Celeste is very, it's very good, very solid.
The relationship is alive.
Yeah, it's a very organic, they're not like it's not like a stereotypical like a doting mom or something like that. There's kind of a give and take with what they say to each other, which I really appreciated. And it's a nice it's a testament to the writing of, I think Denise O'Hara wrote this.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's her. I think it's her debut direction. Debut film.
It's her debut solo film.
Debut solo film.
Because Sundalong Kanin 2014 was with her sister, Janice O'Hara. And Denise O'Hara has a lot of, she wrote Kuya Wes. She also wrote
She's very much
Yumi and Mr. Wiggles. So she has a lot of, she's very prolific in this year's edition.
About Celeste Legaspi's performance, I haven't watched a lot of her performances. I think she's more of in theater.
Yeah, she's more of a theater artist.
I really, the part of her performance that I really appreciated in this film is her movement. She's always flowing.
Yeah.
That's how you describe her performance here. Very movement oriented.
Di ba sa Ang Larawan naman talaga? Being a theater person who dances.
Yeah.
And
Pero Mamang was not a musical, so
yeah.
She's stuck with that musical mentality.
Yeah, not siya. I think what you mean is like
It's in her training.
yung training niya play the part.
Yeah, translated into the feature film. And also technically the film is capable enough to help translate her theater skills into film. So, anything more?
I haven't seen Mamang, so I'm just commenting on things na, parang cute yun sige.
Yeah. So, let's move on to the next film. What do you guys want to talk about
The
next?
Lookout?
Okay, The
We're talking
Lookout.
about The Lookout.
So, Afi Africa's The Lookout.
Yeah.
I think, is this his first film?
Yeah, possibly.
Probably. If you remember.
Most likely.
if you remember our last episode, or our first episode actually, it's about Lester Kiambao, a gay hired killer.
Emphasis on gay.
Emphasis for gay. And one day he buys a partner, Travis Concepcion.
Yeah. Not buys for the partner, buys a partner.
Yeah,
So
buys a partner. There's a lineup of guys in a swimming pool, and he chooses one of them, and the winners swims over to the lucky guy. And
there was a monologue in that scene where he explains that this is how bad the world is now. You can buy people.
Yeah.
And this for the most. This an exclusive club for the
The Kingdom.
The
The Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like,
it's John Wick.
Is this John Wick, the Intercontinental?
So Lester and Travis, they actually don't do a lot of things. Not a lot of gay hard killings. It's a tense cat and mouse game between Lester and Travis and the elements of the NBI led by what's his name? Efren Reyes. Mulyon was his name, I think. Director Mulyon and his gang of weird NBI agents.
Semi-professional agents.
So
call him dad.
There's a lot of gay sex. There's a lot of gay hired killings, but not due to the gay hired killers. There's a kissing scene, and Res Cortez gets fucked in the ass by two gay men. Anyway, so what are your thoughts on The Lookout, Tristan?
Where do I begin? Well, this is one of the most bizarre films I've seen this year.
Okay.
Feel free to jump in. Pero it's like, what's happening? it's like, hindi ko na get minsan. It's like, it's everyone's connected, and at the same time, can't someone else go first and try to process it? Kasi it's like...
Okay, DJ, what do you think?
It's basically the same thing. This is basically the same way I felt after stepping out of the theater.
There's confusion.
Yeah.
As I said,
So
challenging.
I had present confusion and...
Future.
Yeah.
I think the main problem of the film is that it feels like the script was for a 3-hour film at least. But
Or
they had
series.
to cut at least
Cut
an
a
hour
lot.
of material. Kasi ang daming plot threads na it simply won't work in that short amount of time in the final cut.
Yeah.
So given some more breathing space, maybe it would make sense. And I'm not even saying that it would make good sense, but at least it would make sense.
Yeah. Siguro, it's like, ano kasi, you wanna enjoy this for the campiness, but I couldn't really enjoy it rin. Gets kasi, that's one possible, that's one possible way of looking at it, na you enjoy it for like the absurdity, pero even in that aspect, it's not enough.
I
So
see.
mas napapansin mo yung how convoluted the story is. It's like they want to plant so many, they want to make it a very loaded narrative, and at the same time, it's like the Room where some threads they introduce some ideas and then they just forget about it.
Yeah, like in the Room when there was one female character. I have breast cancer, and they never
Yeah.
addressed it again for the rest of the movie.
So here naman, I think there's a sincere attempt at actually, kasi diba sa synopsis nakalagay, gay hard killer. So I felt naman that they were trying to really show the sincerity of the relationship.
Yeah.
How this person, what's his name?
Lester Cambao.
He's a product of years of trauma
Yeah.
and poverty na rin and abuse, and this has led him to have a yung parang he cannot connect, and he is in a cycle of depravity and at the same time self-destruction. So parang feel ko, if they could have focused on that na lang, this could have been an actual watchable film. So that part naman, I think minsan nararamdaman mo na it's trying to go there, pero by trying to inject so much plot and at the same time so much material, and at the same time yung relationship na weird eh. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
okay, kita mo na may parang they're battling each other at the same time there's a trueness to it, pero it's like yung feeling mo maraming kinot kasi from one scene na nag-away sila, biglang sweet na lang sila bigla, and then so basically na yung whole development na yon, it gets na-forfeit siya kasi sa dulo there are more developments na
It's always described as camp, pero I'm
No,
not
no.
even sure if it's supposed to be camp. Parang
Yeah, I think they meant it seriously,
it's
Yeah.
very confusing.
unintentionally.
sorry. Unintentional camp. I meant unintentional camp kanina. Na
Yeah,
Director mismo sabi niya it's supposed to be a very painful.
it's a very painful film.
But then
I
again,
guess he's
there are
right.
There are so many scenes kasi confusing yung parang, for example, one character, yung uncle ni Lester.
Yes.
Diba? Meron siyang habit of kukunin niya hawakan niya yung ulo ng characters and then
Ingungud-ngud niya
imumod
somewhere.
sa kung anumang surface yung malapit. So parang,
Does he have a
sobrang-
fetish? I don't know.
sobrang slapstick ng dating for me.
Yeah. Especially there's one scene with that character and Yayo Aguila's character, which is very telling. It's supposed to be like dramatic, pero hindi mo makuha yung like the pathos from that scene. Personally, if any of you read Present Confusion, you'll probably come across my review of The Lookout. It's a
Chantal was just excellent.
it's a post.
It's a postmodern review of The Lookout. The Lookout for me, it's one of the few Cinemalaya films that I watched twice this year. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. It's by no means not a good film. I don't think it's a good film at all. But it's a very enjoyable film, and it's a film that can start a lot of conversations. The Lookout, there were a lot of production problems going behind the scenes. It was one of the very last Cinemalaya films.
I think you have to, you have to tell that, John, kasi it gives us more context on what happened. Kasi,
for context, guys, so out of the 10 Cinemalaya films that were announced last year for this year's edition, 3 of them were pulled out, probably due to scheduling problems, probably due to some kind of budget problems or some other issues. And the last film that was pulled out, the one that replaced it was The Lookout. So The Lookout came out very late. They had only a very, very small production window compared to the 1 year, production of some of the other films.
I'm not sure, pero parang sabi ng friend ko from the industry, less than a month? Baka,
probably less than a month of shooting.
Unverified.
And money-wise, talagang kumayod yung mga filmmakers dito. There's one PEP report that said if it was not Africa, one of the other people, sinangala nila yung bahay nila just to raise money to make The Lookout. Which is, I guess, hindi nila kaya with 750,000 pesos, but,
Now, that kind of breaks my heart.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. I'm sure the filmmakers put their all into this film, and making a film if the rumor is correct, in less than 1 month it's a huge task to pull off. From pre-production to post-production, everything. If it's just in a month, it boggles the mind. That said, you really can't. There are some things in this film you really can't excuse.
I think there's a film that we could discuss, like in the future.
Yeah,
as a case study.
Maybe in a year, 6 months. Let's see what impact it had on the industry as a whole.
Something good come out.
Did something good come out of it?
Paano siya? Pang episode ng revisionist history.
Yeah, something like that. The film's about gay hired killers, but Travis is ambiguously gay. I'm not really sure if he's gay or not, because there's one line in the film that he doesn't want Lester to have sex with him in the butt because and I'm paraphrasing here, yung puwet ko ang dangal ko bilang lalaki, parang ganun. So I want to make that into a t-shirt, number 1. Watch out for that. And number 2, like Tristan said, it's hot and cold. 1 minute they're flirting together, they're just wearing towels, they're doing some weird kissing game with tao or ibon. Wow, weird. And then the other, they're fighting because Travis has hired a prostitute to sleep with.
Sorry, I just realized, sobrang updated pala kasi ibon na nga yata yung nasa likod ng piso.
Yes.
The new generation coins.
So, The Lookout is very up to...
Ang daming ganun, yung mga devices na tower, ibon, and then yung pag-shoot sa shoulder na parang you wanna add these little things para recall back sa future at the end of the film.
And to be fair, there's continuity in the scenes. There's a scene, Lester was shot in the shoulder, right? In a scene where he's topless, you can see the scar of the bullet wound. But my God, what can I say about this film? It's a film. People made it. Okay, so anyway, The Lookout.
Okay. So you want to move to a next film?
Oh, sure. What's our next topic?
You want to do school service?
Okay, school service. So school service is about Maya, a grade schooler, who's kidnapped from her house by a seedy gang of criminals. It's a gang of beggars.
Yeah.
And so Maya is recruited.
It's a syndicate. Basically.
Yeah, a syndicate of beggars. And they go about begging their way to success. Meanwhile, Joel Lamangan gives a blowjob and stuff happens which kind of impacts the plot. So, guys, what do you think about school service?
Parang for me, it's you know the image of independent, quote-unquote independent cinema na it has to be dark, gritty, about poor people and kind of sad. Yung ganong image, I think it lives on
Okay.
in this festival through school service. I'm not using this as a to belittle or to put down the film, pero I'm saying ito yung pasok dun sa old model of independent films.
Yeah.
And okay, for me it's okay. It's like it's a very slice of life film,
Okay.
showing, just giving us a peek behind the curtain sa day-to-day operations ng gatong syndicate.
Okay. DJ?
Parang
Same with me, parang okay naman siya. It's actually a little bit enjoyable to watch.
yeah.
Na especially the performance of the children's ensemble. Na it's just fun to watch them interact. Na it's not as bad as you would expect. And actually overall the film is not as gritty or as
Yeah.
pessimistic, I think.
Yeah.
There's that glimpse of positivity in the film. Although of course towards the ending iba na rin.
Can I add to that? Parang ano nga siya it's like it poses the idea na kasi these are syndicates, so the children are grabbed
Okay.
from their homes. Pero it asks you if is this a case of Stockholm syndrome, or is this a better alternative to the lives that they're living? Kasi diba dun are abused kids, and then you see naman na si Ai and her parang family that takes care of these kids are parang genuinely they're nice people.
Yes.
Parang kaya questionable ang ethics sila and morals sila. It's because of the situation. So it's like the case of don't hate the sinner but hate the sin.
Hate the sin, yeah.
So it also you to sympathize with this this heads of the syndicate. By the way, it's a very small syndicate. Hindi din parang mga triads or whatnot. It's just parang siblings and their father who have kids at the back of their van begging along streets. So, para siyang they feed them. So, yun nga, pinapaisip ko niya na baka this would be a better alternative, and even if yung means for the formation of the family are questionable.
Okay.
Yun nga, parang okay.
They take an interesting approach with Maya, who is arguably the protagonist of the film, because they never show her life before she was abducted.
True.
There are no flashbacks. So even you as the audience, you begin to question if is she really worse off than before when she was not yet adopted.
Yeah.
Personally, well, with school service, I kind of struggled a bit with this film. Like you said, Tristan, it's built in this old school mold of social realist filmmaking. Yung Brillante Mendoza, Ralston Hoover, Bing Lao, that kind of
film.
That kind of film. And I appreciated the angle it took with the students. However, I gravitated more with the character of Ai de las Alas.
Yeah.
I wish that the film would have centered more on her character and her relationship with the kid. And also, ironically, for a movie named School Service, they don't really spend a lot of time inside the school
Except
service.
Joel Lamangan.
Except Joel Lamangan and
his
impeccable blowjob technique.
which was heavily marketed.
Yes.
Joel Lamangan nagbigay ng blowjob sa baguhang actor.
Yeah, it's very, very weird. But and finally, the ending of the story, it just cuts off. I get there was a scene there that it idealized, it had Maya's like imagination of an ideal world where everyone's happy, well dressed.
Which actually is a device frequently seen.
Yeah, in such movies.
In such movies.
And then something happens. Spoiler alert: one of the characters die, and ironically, I know that place where they shot that scene. And the nearest hospital is like tatlong talon lang yung layo niya. So Santa Ana yan eh. They could have brought her to Santa Ana Hospital. Very, very, very near. Instead of just, crying over a probably still alive body. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about School Service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wanna go to next
film?
That It Happened? You wanna do That It Happened?
Okay.
Though it's kind of a shame I haven't seen
You haven't seen? Okay.
But I'm seeing it in a few days.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So let's talk DJ about kung paano hinihintay ang Dapat Hapon, the second film by Carlo Enciso 2. It's a film. I think it's based on a Virgin Lab Fest play,
Oh, really?
if I'm not mistaken.
That's
It's about so there's this husband and there's this couple, not really husband and wife. There's this couple, Perla Bautista and Mexico Varubias. They're living together, like they're like an old couple living together. And as it turns out, one day, Perla Bautista's estranged husband, played by Dante Rivero, reaches out to her and tells her that he's near death. And so the three of them, they have a weird interplay and they examine their relationship together and see, what's going on. And that's basically the story of kung paano
ang funny na, parang this year meron marriage, old age, and marriage and old age.
Yes, and death. So, DJ, what do you think of kung paano hinihintay ang Dapit Hapon?
It's very charming. It's a very charming movie. You will love the characters in this film. Actually, we won't use the term weird to describe the relationship between people. It's a very compassionate
Swimmers joke.
Yeah, that's probably a more,
between these three people.
a better way of saying it.
Kaya siguro siya sobrang charming kasi it's so refreshing to see all these old people facing their past or the consequences of their past,
actions.
but without any of the melodrama you would usually expect from such an encounter.
If you look at Dapit Hapon under the conventions of romantic comedies, it's probably like a very anti-romantic comedy in such a way that, like, we have a meet cute, right? So this is like the opposite of a meet cute. So what happens, this is like what happens after all the romantic stuff happens, all of the passionate things that happen, and this is like the epilogue, an epilogue to a love story that we really haven't seen directly, but we see the consequences of it.
True. Sobrang, yeah, that's another way of putting it. Sobrang mature ng lahat ng characters sa pelikula nito.
Literal mature.
Not just literal mature, even their children. Yung
Yes.
children
Joke
is
lang.
also yung children ni Celso and Tere, grown-up adults na yung children nila. Pero they have, parang, it feels like they inherited the maturity and wisdom of their parents.
Yes. This is a really great film. It's my favorite Cinemalaya film of this year. It has a solid script. It has very, very solid directing. The cinematography is amazing, especially in the last sequence.
Neil Daza.
Yeah, by Neil Daza, very great Filipino cinematographer. And it's basically an all-around solid film that I personally, I would recommend it to anybody.
I want to see it kasi from what you're saying, it's like this is a film na kasi when I watch may mga boxes ako na I want to check. So it follows na it's a film about smart people being smart. Yung walang questionable actions. He said they act mature for their age. So
Yeah.
I think it's how actual people would act in
If there's just one thing I would like to comment about Dapit Hapon, and it's more of a nitpick than anything else, the medical aspect of
Dr. John.
The medical aspect of Dante Rivero's condition, or Bene's condition. It's what they picked to be Dante Rivero's like illness. It's a very rare condition to manifest in such a manner.
What's his sickness ba? Electromagnetic.
Allergic sa Wi-Fi, ganun. We'll talk about that later. He suffers from a type of, I guess spoilers na rin. He suffers from a type of brain cancer, a very, very aggressive type of brain cancer. Brain cancers, the way they say it in the film is, his character is this stage 4. Brain cancers aren't really staged as much as they are graded. So it's grade 1 to 4. And this condition is grade 4. So it's still really, really bad. And in terms of metastasis, of spreading, the brain cancers, especially the type that Dante Rivero's character has, it doesn't spread to the lungs in such a way, because there's a scene there where he coughs up blood, and that really doesn't That really doesn't happen with these patients. Like, it's very exceptionally rare that it would matter. But anyway, you know, medical nitpicks, it doesn't really impact the rest of the film for me.
So, ganun ba career ang form of cancer niya?
Ni Anthony
Na pati
Bell,
yung doctors. Haven't seen it.
I've seen my share of these movies. I've seen my share of this condition. Pero it really doesn't manifest in that way. It's more of, you know, brain problems. But anyway, just a nitpick. So next.
Distance, the other marriage film.
Okay, another marriage film.
The other marriage and reconciliation.
Yeah. So in this film, Isa Calzado is living away from her estranged family. One day, her estranged husband, Noni Buencamino, visits her and invites her back to the house. And it's a very, very awkward situation with Isa Calzado and her two daughters, Teresa Malvar and the other actress, I can't forget.
Sandra, someone.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And meanwhile, the family itself, the members of the family, have their own issues going on with their family life and their individual lives. So, Tristan, have you seen Distance?
No, sorry.
Not yet? Okay.
I haven't seen the... May aversion pala ako sa marriage.
So based on what you saw, what's your impression of Distance?
Except for, to be honest, like, going into films, I don't really wanna spoil myself with the trailers na. So, I only read the log lines of this film. So, I was just thinking, what would make this different from the Pitapon? Kasi they have very similar plots. So, I was planning to watch them together as a double feature, but that never happened.
So, do you want us to spoil the film for you?
Go lang.
Okay, so DJ, what do you think?
Let's not spoil the film because it's my favorite.
Oh, it's your favorite film?
It's my favorite in this year's Cinemalaya. The Pitapon was a close second, but they're similar in that way that the characters are very mature. Well, at least in Distance, there's one character who's very mature.
Yes.
Because he's a therapist. So
yes.
It explains things. They're very different in terms of style. Canaris wrote a very short review about Distance. He compares it to Ozu, Yoshihiro.
Which Ozu film was he talking about?
He didn't specify, but I guess Tokyo Story.
Probably Tokyo Story, okay.
Which I haven't seen. I'm actually now interested to see that film because of Distance. It's a very, slow burn is the typical word to describe this film. And I really like that subtle, it's a very subtle and intelligent film in general.
Okay. Personally, Distance, it's my third favorite film of this year's Cinemalaya. So, very high up. It's I think it's my favorite Percy Intalan film. And it's a very smart domestic drama.
Sophisticated is another word you use for it.
Sophisticated drama.
I wanna watch it today.
Since Percy's partner with June Lana, like in the basic structure.
I think they're married.
I think they're married. Yeah.
Hindi lang sila partners.
Percy and June Lana. It bears in terms of structure and like basic idea. It's similar to one of June Lana's mainstream films, recent mainstream films. Should I say what mainstream film it is?
Ba yung allergic sa Wi-Fi?
No. It's very similar to Ang Dalawang Mrs. Reyes.
Okay.
At least in its general idea.
I don't see it, but anyway.
Yeah. Like when Ang Dalawang Mrs. Reyes, it deals with it deals a bit with the spouse left behind. In Distance, it broadens it into what happens to such a family for the family itself that is left behind, and what does the family try to do to heal itself when faced with this kind of conundrum between family and personal identity.
Okay.
It's technically it's very it really does its job, and there's a scene near the end. There's a very nice, like, I think it's the climax of the film, like the main confrontation scene near the end. It's a sublimely crafted piece of cinema where
everything works.
Everything works. The acting works. Terry Malvar carries that scene, although her other ensemble mates are excellent. And if you look at how the camera is used, Isa Calzado's character slowly being distanced, literally distanced from the rest of the family. So
Distance.
yeah, it's an amazing like scene to watch. And Tristan, if you're in for a treat if you.
Sige, I'll try to
watch
catch
it.
it. Yeah, kasi I only got to watch during weekends. Kasi
Yeah, you were busy.
yeah, I work. So anyway, let's move to Liway. Now this
Okay.
is one of the films that I enjoyed rin.
Okay,
Though
Liway.
I have some issues with it, but you wanna lead or I wanna? Sige.
Let's just so Liway,
Sige.
Kip Banda's I think fourth film.
Yeah.
It's
film.
about a child during the martial law era.
Yeah.
He grew up inside a prison because his parents are both political prisoners.
Yeah.
So he lives the tail end of martial law as a child trapped in this prison where he can't get out.
Yeah, for me, I wrote this in my review na hanapin na lang. Yes, yeah. Anyway, well, I think Liway, it's greater. What it stands for, it's greater than what it actually is.
Okay.
Kasi, like the narrative itself, I found it na
Very conventional.
yeah, more than conventional. It's like kulang siya ng narrative momentum.
Uh-huh.
And it's like dahil the perspective keeps on shifting. It's like hindi siya propelled properly. Example, you wanna delve into the magic na the kid, 'di ba, he tries to use this myths as an escape from the grim situation of growing up inside the prison. Pero early on, they disposed of that idea na.
Uh-huh.
So there's some aspects na they're shifting kasi from the kid to Inday/Liway. So feel ko minsan yung hindi ko alam if slice of life ba siya, hindi ko alam if it wants to retell yung kwento ni Inday.
Inday.
So yun lang.
About that, Tristan, yung take away ko from the film was, yeah, you're right that the Kip uses the stories of Liway, the mythology of Liway to escape the reality of the prison. But this Liway is a story about stories.
Yeah.
And by the second half of the film, the mythology gives way to the story of the truth. So what really happened? So I think it was me or Ogs, one of those people. They said that the Kip's true like liberation from the chains of like the prison in which he was imprisoned in was through finding out the truth behind who Liway truly was.
Yeah, yung nga, I agree with that. Yung ano, for me, it progressed too fast. Parang it's like, when I'm watching it, para siyang, hindi ko maharap yung Goldilocks spot niya. It's either too fast or too slow. Na, I in my mind, it's because of the shifting narratives nga. The shifting perspective, sorry.
Similarly, hindi nag-stick sa akin yung mythological storytelling. Kasi it was just one sequence na shadow puppetry and then
don't get me wrong, like what I said before before we started discussing the film, I enjoyed it. Yung nga lang, I like it as a whole more than yung actual parts niya. And anyway, I think it provides you needed rousing. Kasi it's very nationalistic. It makes you remember what these people went through. And since it's based on a true story, parang isip ko na lang, who am I to say na dapat hindi pa niya nalaman kaagad. Kasi, what if ganun talaga niya sa totoong buhay?
So I think most of Kip Banda's films are very like personal to him.
Yeah.
Like for example, he's a lawyer, right? So isn't he a lawyer?
I don't think he's a lawyer.
Or so Bar Boys probably.
Bar Boys kasi was based on his friends'
experiences.
Yeah.
And Nai was parang prototype siya to Liway in which he tackled martial law, ginawa ng genre yung atake niya. And then, of course, yung parang nanay-nanayan niya, yung
Mother
central
and
character. So, surrogate mother for something
So,
else.
it's a film about mothers and the motherland, basically.
Yes.
Your love for and how you connect to your mother and yung what she stood for.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm not sure if it was a conversation either you or Paul Castillo. We were one of the best parts of Liway was the credit sequence.
yeah.
I think yun yung nakapagpaiyak ng maraming tao.
Yeah.
And it roused a lot of people to, to really like the film. I think it stems partially from the fact that the people like the idea of the film rather than
The actual
the
film.
actual film.
Yeah,
Because-
same. For me, the film is like aggressively okay.
Okay.
Na gusto ko siya, pero like doon siya sa okay na okay. Pero I can say na it's a great film.
I want to make a Tristan Zinampan like chart of adjectives. Like there's like peak meh, and then okay, aggressively okay.
Yeah. No, just to be clear, I don't believe in rankings. I don't believe para ano siya. For me, rankings naging reductionist siya minsan.
That's true, that's true.
And numbers. That's why I stopped putting
Ratings.
numbers.
I don't rate in present confusion.
Though yeah, marami yung adjectives for the movies. Okay.
Yeah. DJ, any thoughts?
I think you've covered it pretty much. Which is not to say na I didn't enjoy any part of the film.
Yeah.
I actually think the last third
Yeah.
part of the film was very powerful.
Okay.
Especially until even the ending, even before the credit sequence.
Yes, yung nakalaya.
Ano siya it provides a rousing that we
Okay.
need nowadays. Yung making you nationalistic, making you commemorate the past. Na I think we need that in the post-truth era ngayon na the past gets clouded
That's
upon.
true, and that ties into the theme of Liway and stories because stories can be used to mislead people.
Yeah.
Kasi I think during the last third of Liway, the new warden was spreading these false stories about like people dying. There was one story about Liway's compatriot who died. I think sinabi nila she was possessed by a demon or something. She gave birth and she died. Probably she was just tortured and raped in prison.
Yeah.
Diba? So there's good and there's bad in the stories we tell.
Yeah.
I think that's the point of
So
Liway.
this is the best. I think we can all agree that this is the best Skip Obanda.
This is the best Kip Banda film by far.
But,
This is good job. And I look forward to the theatrical release.
Yeah. So, actually, nakikita mo nagre-refine yung executions niya.
Yeah, he's getting better and better with each one.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, next
Go
film,
to
guys.
ML next.
Let's go to
ML, okay.
The other martial law film.
So,
the opposite.
So from one martial law film to another. So
To another more hardcore.
MLS
Rock.
MLS about this guy, this college student, whose name is Tony Labrusca, and he's kind of skeptical of all of the atrocities that happened during martial law, and thanks to like the best worst assignment ever given to him by his professor. Thank you, George Alonso. He goes and interviews a old man living near him, Eddie Garcia, and Eddie Garcia turns out to be a former, torturer for the police, and he does all sorts of nasty shit to Tony Labrusca and his friends.
Ang funny, double feature pa to. This is the other amnesia film.
This is the other amnesia film.
Not amnesia, dementia.
Yeah,
The other dementia.
so you can watch Liway and ML or Mamang and ML. A little nice theme going on.
Double features.
Double feature. So Tristan, what do you think of ML?
Yeah. Just to contextualize, I'm a Eli Roth apologist. Yeah, so even before, back in high school, I loved films like Saw and Hostel.
Okay.
Parang guilty pleasure na problematic na to pero nag-enjoy ako. Yeah. So
Problematic thing.
I enjoyed ML and all its depictions of torture and for me medyo cathartic. It's not medyo, it's really cathartic to see kasi Tony Labrusca embodies what we think of this young
Millennial
Gen Z
joker.
Millennial, know-it-all,
College jock.
fuckboy.
fuckboy jocks na na Marcos pa rin, pero ano sila, they're embodiments of male
Burgess.
the masculine toxicity.
Toxicity,
May toxicity yan. So, I think na-portray niya yan, na-embody niya, tapos konyo pa siya na...
Yeah.
Tapos, konyo pa siya.
Konyo pa siya.
So, it's like, every annoying thing about the youth right now ay nandun kay Tony Labrusca. Then, seeing him go to this past torture and say, di ba okay naman yung martial law ngayon? Okay lang naman ang martial law noon, di ba?
So, marami tayong infrastructure.
Yeah, then the next scene you see him tearing off
fingernails.
It's very cathartic.
It's very fun to watch.
Pero ba't ang issue ko lang dito ay very misogynistic rin yung film. I think that's
there are only 2 female characters in this film.
And the female character, the one who least deserves the torture kasi hindi siya kasama sa fuckboy apologist.
We don't even know her views.
You don't even know her views. She's just there to be the girlfriend of Tony.
She just wants to go to Valkyrie.
With her friends, Pat and what's it, Shauna and the others.
She gets tortured and sexual violence, and we never really actually see any redemption sa character niya. And yung the depiction of the sexual violence kanya, very gratuitous.
That's true.
Yeah. So, for me, parang, gets ko na this torture porn, and this happened. Pero, hindi ba kahit sa film, can't we...
tone down the representation ba?
Not just tone down, pero, balance it out. Na, you don't wanna make a character naglagay ka ng babae only for the sake of shock value. Na pang-torture siya and...
Regarding that, I have a question. Suppose na yung babae is parang mokauso ni ka-DDS type. Would you still have objected to the sexual violence?
Buti na lang na didn't kasi I have very conflicted feelings. Kasi I'm not really comfortable with yung ganung ka cardboard portrayal of violence against women.
Okay.
Kasi even at the end, di mo siguro to spoiler na we don't really feel any redemption sa character niya or the retribution for her sake. So, yun lang. At saka, by the way, the character is also underage siya. So,
yes.
So, yun wala. Ang trouble lang for me na...
DJ, your thoughts?
In a very shallow way siguro, compare ko yung... I describe ML as like Get Out.
Okay.
Na it deals with social issue in a very horror satire way. Tapos meron silang sariling sunken place.
It's very darkly comedic eh.
Yeah.
It's like a black comedy na with torture.
Yeah. And it's really comedic. Hindi to unintentional comedy.
Yeah, it's not unintentional comedy.
It's really satire.
Intentional.
Dark comedy, and I think that's what makes it good. Ako, this is one of the films that I really enjoyed. Except for the part niya about yung gender politics of the film, pero...
Okay.
Yung humor, they even managed to get something out of yung generational difference.
Yes, true. Yeah. For me, ML is a nice exercise in genre, filmmaking. I agree with the satire elements. There is a lot of torture in this film. And in the Q&A not really a Q&A, during the gala premiere, Benedict Mike said that
Benedict Mike
Jr. Yeah, Benedict Mike Jr. said that in this film all of the tortures that were inflicted on Tony Labrusca et al. They were actual tortures done on martial law victims, including females.
Yeah.
I guess it's not really a counterpoint, but to like balance out the fact that we're uncomfortable with the sexual violence. It was something that happened, so he had to do it. Parang it's he in his own words is art. It's torture as exposition, not as exploitation. And maybe I don't really super 100% agree with that. But I see his point in trying to portray, because
so na execution. So
kasi yung character, hindi nung martial law, hindi lang naman lalaki yung tinorture. Maraming babae din na torture during martial law. And many of them were innocent, like this girl. So I see his point. And more than the torture itself, kasi the torture itself makes up a large chunk of the film. The part about ML that I liked the most was
Last part.
the aftermath of the torture. So what
Yeah.
happened with Tony Labrusca's character?
Agree.
Because I guess spoiler alert,
Yeah.
there were no repercussions
Yeah.
suffered for Eddie Garcia's character because
Yeah.
he, you know,
He's old.
he's
He died-
old.
he died
He's an
of
old guy,
age.
and people respect him. And you can feel the frustration.
Yeah.
Yung na-capture niya yung frustration that, like, you know, probably people like us feel right now whenever we hear people glorifying like Marcos or the other people
Or denying.
what happened to the martial law victims, because how can you fight back to a person who's dead?
Yeah, actually, yung messaging rin niya na yun, more than the genre exercise, I really appreciated rin, no, like, how it ended. Kasi
Yeah.
it's really commentary and it's a
very
microcosm of what's really happening. DJ mentioned Get Out, and naalala ko rin na medyo ganun rin approach siya, very Black Mirror, Get Out, na
Yeah.
it's minimum irredeemability. Is there such a term na ano siya hindi ganun kalala yung kasalanan niya.
Yes.
But then the retribution and the repercussions
Sobra-sobra.
With disproportion.
So yun,
So-
and I have to say, I guess we can also talk about how effectively the film
Yeah.
conveyed, you know, the horror and the
Yeah.
dread. Like during the gala screening, if you've already watched the film, there's a guitar twang like that whenever you see Eddie Garcia's character. And like yeah, he Benedict Mica Jr. like he got Mike Hanopol to do some of the songs for this movie, and in fairness, they got it. They got this dreadful atmosphere really well, and they managed to turn Eddie Garcia into this force of nature that you couldn't stop. Like you felt helpless when he was doing the torture stuff to them.
So would you call it torture for the purpose? Parang
Or with the heart?
Ako parang hindi pa to that extent kasi yung purpose, for me purpose, malalim ang paghuhugutan mo.
With a purpose, like for awareness, maybe.
Yeah. So ano pala, siguro,
It's trying to make a point.
yeah, surface level purpose pa lang siya. It's not as profound, but
Yeah, it's
I think it's enough.
At least as a
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
starter,
Yeah.
it's a nice
Yeah.
opener.
Heavy-handed niya, very heavy-handed.
It's pretty on the nose if you
Yeah.
think about it. And you know, I like filmmakers these days, like Mike De Leon, Lav Diaz. They're not really going subtle anymore. Eh. They're more on the nose by the day.
shock and awe.
Yeah, so I think it's a natural, I guess, in making art like this. It's a progression. So next,
Musmos, you wanna talk about Musmos?
okay, Musmos na sumibol sa gubat ng digma. So it takes place in some sort
Unspecified,
of unspecified
Muslim area of the
island in the Philippines. There's this child. She's what's her name? Eshal, and she's escaping persecution by fellow Muslims, probably ubusan ng lahi or something like that.
Like Women of the Weeping River.
Yeah,
So
so
their family has an age-old rivalry with some other.
with another clan, and Eshal and her baby brother who was just born, they escape through a river, trying to escape these people, and they meet with Farhad, who is this kind of nice, mysterious kid who she befriends. But Farhad has his own set of secrets.
I haven't seen Musmos,
So I guess DJ,
Overall commentary, in the previous episode, I said that this was the entry I was most excited to see. It has the same good things about it, and the same problems as director Ayar Arondaing's previous feature.
yeah,
Sa gabing na nahimik ang mga
click.
Nandun pa rin na it's I like to describe his style as like Rav Diaz. It's a very slow burn again, very patient pacing, and it's quite literary in a way. But there's always that small technical detail na panira nung
Yes.
pelikula yun.
About Musmos, I like Arandaing's first film, Kuliglig. And I've heard opinions from a lot of people who like Musmos because, very artful. But personally, like, this is one of the other films that I personally struggled with. I get the allusions to Love Diaz, but there are some sequences in this film that feel like, I don't want to say indulgent, but they feel they could be trimmed more, I guess, for not for pacing sake or something like that. And there was one sequence in the film which acted like a dream sequence, which could have been excised, and it would not, it would not have impacted the story.
I think it was actually a dream sequence, but it was
Yeah.
not delineated clearly as such.
That's true.
It's confusing.
When I was watching this film, the audience members beside me, they were confused. Like, what the hell is happening? Because after that scene, we see something that directly contradicts the ideas of that scene, and that scene was like, what, 15 minutes long, 10-15 minutes long. It was long. We thought it was the main
Slow
plot.
cinema.
So it was a huge detour in a film that could have been, like 20-30% shorter if they had removed it. And so I don't know. Hinulid, yeah, exactly. It was like hinulid for me, in the sense that there's a lot that the film wants to say about, warfare, making peace, brotherhood, friendship. But it's so. But the director tries to pack it too densely within the film, that it feels like overstuffed for me personally. Because, and it's a shame, because Musmos has some of the best, cinematography I've seen in Cinemalaya this year. The opening sequence was, a super extended sequence of like a burning house field. I love that scene.
That's the most Love Diaz.
That's the most Love Diaz-esque scene in the film. And cinematography wise, it's really remarkable what Arandain can do, considering that his DP with Musmos and his DP with Kuliglig were different. So,
It's really the director's eye. Pag ganun.
yeah, I'm conflicted about this film, but I can see its appeal to some people.
You have to give merit where merit is due.
Okay, next film.
Are we gonna do Kuya West Navar? Pandot sa lawal.
What do you want, guys? Bread or remittance?
Yeah. Are you like Kuya West? Yeah.
Okay, Kuya West. So Kuya West, the titular character, Ogie
Kuya
Alcacid,
West.
he's a remittance clerk, very humble remittance clerk. He is neglected at home by his family, extended family. But and he has a crush on this girl, Ina Raimundo, who comes to his remittance center every month, regularly. But one day, their relationship changes, and Kuya West, or Ogie Alcacid's character, finally feels like he has the chance to be seen or to be noticed. So let's start with you, Tristan. What do you think of Kuya West?
For me, this is the film that I enjoy the most.
Okay.
Sa Cinemalaya. For that, because for me, wala siyang tapon.
Okay.
Like, the seeds that he plants, lahat ay utilize, and even the cinematography, it's calibrated to deliver the message. Kasi, example, just to expound on what I've been saying, he uses yung chicken. The character here has a chicken allergy. He's able to use this little tidbit to convey how he's disregarded at home. Pero it's also used to show yung yung dedication niya, how much he loves. Yung parang how much yung niya.
He loves Ina Raimundo's character.
Yeah, love ba tawag term? Or parang,
how much he's infatuated with.
How much he's infatuated with Ina Raimundo in one of the parang funniest parts of the film. So, alam mo, walang tapon. Even the cinematography, he's always in the background, or he's always on the side of the camera.
Yeah. I'd like to add to that.
Yung Lollipop.
Yung lollipop.
Yeah,
Wala rin tapon niya kasi nagamit.
Oo.
This is James Maya's
Maya,
second
yeah.
film, right?
Yeah.
And second feature film. And I noticed also in the Chanters, he really likes to manipulate the frame or the image that's going on. So in the Chanters, he used a boxy frame, and that by the end of the film, the frame expands. In Kuya West, he parang nag-level up siya dito.
Yeah.
In that, yeah, you're right. Kuya West, if you notice how Kuya West is shot in this film, he's always to the side, he's in the background, he's behind the window. You don't really, there are not a lot of shots where he's in the center.
Actually, yung parang artifice of it all. Kasi when you bring him to his house, it's dark,
It's
gritty.
dark.
Tapos pagdating sa
It's
limited center,
yellow,
parang
happy
studio,
colors.
parang studio quality nga eh.
That's true, yeah.
I don't know if it's conveying na he lives in this bubble or he lives in this false reality na this becomes his place na his mind takes over. So,
But there's one montage na nasa center siya ng frame and
Yes.
it's very
Yeah.
meaningful.
yeah,
Eh,
meaningful rin yan.
There's a,
Galing.
like, he's at his lowest point,
Yeah.
and then there's a scene there where many people will probably talk about him breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And my interpretation of that scene is, yeah, he's in the center of the frame, but he doesn't want to be in the center of the frame. So, he pushes the camera aside.
Yung kita mo yung daming layers isa pa layer na gusto ko. Sa narrative, from a narrative standpoint, it plays with audience of yung parang the optimism of the audience.
Yes.
Kasi we wanna root for this guy.
Yeah,
And
he's like an underdog.
And even if he presents so much ano ba to, parang nagpa-present siya ng there's so much reality to what's happening, or like these are the nuances or caveats of his situation. We still wanna root for him kasi una siguro the actor that he chose, Ogie, it's very charming. So we want to see him actually succeed even if everything around is telling us na problematic tong situation na to.
Yeah.
But then, yung nga, I don't wanna spoil the end, or do you wanna spoil ba the end? Basta,
Kahit wag na.
Yeah, kasi wag na.
Or in general terms.
Yeah, in general terms. Pero yun nga, you want, this is what you're expecting, and he uses it. He's aware of that and plays with it to convey, to maximize reactions until the end. So yun lang. And it's well crafted. For me, it's a really well crafted film na.
DJ, any thoughts?
Coming from The Chanters, which is for me more or less uplifting film. Sobrang devastated ako after.
That's true.
So painful. When I watched the film, there was a couple beside me. Several times during the film, sabi ng babae, ang sakit.
Yun.
Ganun siya.
Linis. Yun nga.
Personally, this is my second favorite film of this festival. Very close to Dapat Hapon. Like DJ said, I was devastated by the end of this film. As in, I probably posted somewhere, but after the film, kumain ako sa Yellow Cab, yung malapit sa CCT. Tapos nakaganon, my head was in my hands for like 30 minutes. I was just thinking about Kuya West's character. Kasi ang bigat niya,
Yeah.
parang well, mababaw ang luha ko sa pelikula, pero hindi naman ako naiyak sa pelikula to. Pero nung pinag-isipan ko siya after, parang dun yung weight nung lahat ng pinagdaanan ng character niya. As in, it all came coming down. Tapos, I feel that people, I guess like Kuya West himself, a lot of people will misunderstand this film as just being a simple hugot film.
Yeah.
Well, in reality, it isn't.
It's not. I mean,
it's something more profound than just hugot.
Yung nga, kasi lalo in a culture na we're so obsessed with the spectacle na we wanna create scenes that are screen cap worthy or that easily resonate in kahit in a few lines gets natin. Kasi
parang visual form of sound.
Yes.
Ito kasi it's well-rounded na all aspects nagpa-permeate itong loneliness and yung
it's more
yung
of a treatise on
contrast,
loneliness.
So, yeah.
And yung pinakamalungkot lang sa Cinemalaya, it didn't receive any awards from the jury.
I tweeted na, again, ito na naman Cinemalaya, na everyone gets an award. Parang preschool, na ikaw ang most humble, ikaw ang most... Then nung nalaman ko walang award ang Kuya West, what?
It's so...
I take back my
Injustice.
It broke my heart. Kasi I really love this film. I think I guess personal ano lang, pero yung like ano ko, yung mid-year top film list ko. This is near the top.
Yeah. I haven't seen that Patapon, pero I think right now, sa mga Filipino films that I've seen, isa to sa mga, or baka the top pa nga, kasi I don't remember raving about
Okay, yun guys. Any more thoughts?
Tayo, Panda sa Lawal.
Okay, Panda sa Lawal. So our last feature film of this Cinemalaya lineup. So Panda sa Lawal is about Sal, played by Kuya Boji Pasqua. He's a panadero. He has a kidney problem. And one day he meets this spunky like girl from the streets. How do you street child, I guess?
Street urchin.
Street urchin, yeah, exactly.
She's a lady sarap.
So
Batang hamog, pero
batang hamog-ish.
Ay, yung poster ng Lima Sarap, sinong bata ba yun? Si Eponine ba yun? Or si Cosette? Yung maduming bata na.
Si
But
Cosette.
if you know the image of the Lima Sarap
yung
poster,
nakatingin lang bata, something like that.
with scraggly hair, that's basically the kid.
So this street urchin, her
sabi
name
ko
is...
lang Epi kasi the later na lang, yung Silas Marner thing.
Okay. Sige. So this street urchin, her name is Agoy. She's played by Miel Espinosa. And she has a special power. She can hurt you, like she can punch in the face, slap your face, or pull out your hair. And in exchange, whatever is ailing you will miraculously be cured.
Yeah.
However, for some reason, she can't do that to Sal. And that's the main plot of the film, actually. And I was surprised by the number of awards this film. I was pleasantly surprised. Wow. Panda sa Lawal.
I was not pleasantly surprised.
So Tristan, what did you think of Panda sa Lawal?
I mean, I get it. Or siguro, it's not my cup of tea talaga. Kasi a friend of mine even said, I knew you wouldn't like this film. Tapos parang, iniisip ko lang, like, kasi ako personally, hindi ko rin, like, ma-identify paano niya nakuha na this won't fit my tastes.
Okay.
But, kasi for me, this is, ano siya eh, it's lighthearted and delves into the parang magical realism in a way. Pero for me, ano niya eh, like what I told you guys when I first saw it, the healing, it's like it happens all at the end.
That's true.
Okay, and hindi na to like end the third act. This is like the end 10 minutes
Of the film.
So parang the first part, it's all about the quirky relationship ng dalawa. Well, I guess that's the intent. Then you see the peripheral characters living their day-to-day lives na, for me, ano ba to? Set dressing ba sila?
Okay.
Then at the end, you just let them literally line up. Literally
And get healed.
Line up kay Agoy and get healed. So, parang personal preference, wala kang... Sorry. Okay. So, for me, the healing, it's all at the end. And then, you populate the first two acts. The first hour and a half of it na puro the quirky relationship between si Agoy and si Kuya Sal. And then you have these characters that basically serve as set dressing, na they live on their daily lives. And I don't really see their purpose. Then ang nasa dulo na lang, you'll have them line up and actually get healed. So, ewan ko if it's my personal preference lang, but I would have rather seen how does Agoy actually affect this community. Kasi rich siya na eh. You portray this, you portray the milieu eh.
That's true.
But the characters, you isolate them. You isolate Sal and Agoy. So you're not like too on the fact that nag-fixate sila on the two, yung mag-ama. Parang feeling ko dapat kasi okay lang sana sa akin if that's a story alone. But ang convenient lang na at the end
ang daming characters
you lump the resolution.
Probably you would have preferred it if the healing was spread out.
Oh, and you actually see the effect
the effects on the community.
The effect of Agoy onto the community.
That's you have a point.
So parang ano siya, very imbalanced sa taste ko.
DJ?
Well, for me, Panda sa Lawal is all about redemption. So, I would go meta about it and apply the same learning, the lesson towards the film na I would forgive it. I recognize those things na yung technical imbalance niya. But if I forgive the film for all those faults kasi I think it's really the relationship between Sal and Agoy that's the heart of the film.
Okay.
I compared it to Silas Marner and Epi. So it's really about an old man getting redempted in this community. And even if maliit lang yung time dedicated to the rest of the community, well, they're ano lang talaga sila background lang talaga sila to this story of the old man and the child. And may theory pa nga ako na, or at least I'm thinking na maybe this got a lot more awards than people expected at Cinemalaya as a kind of atonement for Cinemalaya being a very dark and
miserable
festival. They want something very lighthearted. The main phrase I used to describe Pandasalawal is unabashed yung sentimentality, parang Steven Spielberg movie.
Though I appreciate ko yun, sorry, you wanna continue first?
Well, last thing, personally, yung pinaka-na-enjoy ko kasi yung wordplay niya. I found it very funny kasi I like wordplay. And palaging, throughout the film, ganun yung type of humor niya, more on wordplay.
Yeah.
And na-appreciate ko naman yung, at the end, the way we were saying, what would be the one thing that could heal Papa Sal?
Yeah.
Then, how it resolves that. Parang, that's clever. So, again, this is one of the instances na I sound more dissatisfied than I actually am.
Okay.
So yun lang for me, yun ang issue talaga.
Well, I think I saw, Pandasalawal was the last film I saw for Cinemalaya, the last competition film. And I think it's a nice antidote to the other films that are so miserable, doom and gloom, especially School Service, which was really, a downer of a film. I guess unpopular opinion. When was yung Ponching? When was that film?
2016. Bagong pamilya.
Bagong Ponching.
20. I kinda saw it as not really the Ponching of this batch, pero in the sense na it's a lighter tale than the other entries. Kasi personally, I like Ponching. Unpopular opinion yan, but I like Ponching. And Pandasalawal was a very, I agree, it was a very unabashedly sentimental film. And parang konti na lang, parang corny na siya. Pero hindi siya umabot doon. Parang it managed to pull it down just the right amount. And to be fair, medyo na-manipulate ako nung scene where everyone gets well. Ako personally, I also wanted the healings to, spread it out. Pero yung tipong sobrang, you get healed, now everyone gets healed. Parang yung scene na yun, parang naiiyak na rin ako sa saya.
Maybe kasi nga, it's against our expectations na we want it to be more balanced.
Parang, I guess, medyo cynical din yung expectation ko. Hindi ito mahihil. The woman with a stroke, hindi yan mahihil. No way, parang gano'n. Pero, but still, it happened and it's such a refreshing feeling.
It's working against your cynicism.
Parang, yun nga, in dark times like these, we sometimes need films like these to, pull us up.
Ang funny, parang may self-discovery ako ngayon na you said, this is working against your cynicism. Kasi parang ako, isa sa parang the films that I least like. Kasi sabi ko, I like Kuya West the most kasi it plays against people's optimism. So,
the most cynical film reviewer in Philippine cinema.
Ano ba outlook sa mundo?
So yun, natuwa ako when this got awards. Although, yun nga, I wish Kuya West had awards.
Yeah.
So, any more words for Pandasalawal?
I just remember I watched the live stream nung awarding ceremony.
Yeah.
I found yung message ni Che Spirit about it. It was touching. Kahit yung mismong award niya kasi she revealed that it was about
her friend.
It was dedicated to
siya si
her
Agoy.
friend.
Sino to Agoy?
No, not Agoy. She had a friend who was depressive and went ahead to the next life. And this was her way of well, part of her way of dealing with that. Saka, another thing, well, sabi niya, she's a very spiritual, religious person. And this was her way of conveying the hope she receives from that faith, but without being on the nose about her.
That's a nice.
I don't wanna be reaching, pero naisip ko lang, since you said it's about, ano siya, she's a spiritual person, kaya ba ganun itsura ni Agoy kasi kaya rin siya mukhang Santo Niño in a way.
Nisip ko nga siya
With
yung
the curly hair.
sa seclusion niya. Hindi pala.
Pwede, no? Seclusion is the sequel to Pandesalaw. Naging cynical si Agoy, no? So, yung ano ko lang dyan, I guess yung last ko madadagdag dyan, nung gala premiere ng film, nag-standing ovation yung audience because they love the film. And the people in the front rows, they turned back and gave a standing ovation to Cherry Spirito, who was sitting in the reserved rows. Tapos sobrang tuwa, sobrang gulat, naiyak siya. So, it added to an already fun experience at Cinemalaya.
So, do you want to recap Cinemalaya sa cool?
One more thing before the recap. The shorts.
Yeah, the shorts.
I guess we don't I guess we don't have time to like go through each one of them. So just give us your top 2 or 3 films, and then let's wrap up with our overall impressions of Cinemalaya. Let's start with Tristan.
I haven't
the shorts.
seen.
You haven't seen any of the
Sorry.
shorts.
No, I've seen some of them outside, pero
Which ones have you seen outside Cinemalaya?
teka, I don't have my list with me, pero I've seen the others sa labas. Like, I think I saw Joe Ricks dati. Then,
Jody Lurks?
then ano pa, what are the other films na lumabas?
Previously, Babylon,
Babylon last year.
Sa Sayang Isla, Cine-Filipino had
I saw,
Syudad sa Bulawan.
Yeah. Sorry, what's the name? Innis Island. Ano yung Tagalog?
Sa Sayang Isla.
So that's a Bicolano.
Yes.
I saw that's a VidC.
Yes,
That's a VidC.
me too actually.
And it's ano rin yun eh. Heartwarming lang siya na. It's about
Oh yeah.
a kid in the sea and his desire to be a mermaid. So,
Yeah.
So, ayun, parang I can't compare it to the others, pero that's one thing that I enjoyed, and it's very, ano lang siya eh, it's a very small story, pero heartfelt siya about a kid and him, at a young age, how do you deal with identity?
Okay.
Yeah.
TJ?
For me, napanood ko naman lahat ng short films at Cinemalaya this year. But as I tweeted, Babylon pa rin yung favorite ko.
Keith Deligerio.
Sobrang fun lang talaga eh. And, well, second favorite ko yung Jody Lurks. But it's, as I said, it's the same kind of crazy. But maybe just neater, more polished. And it ended up winning the best
Ganun
short
sa
film
Manhattan,
award.
no? Even yung
Fatima Marie Torres.
Fatima Marie Torres.
And interesting nga na seeing those two films side by side, Babylon and Jody Lurks din ako, parang ito yung two approaches to making crazy scenes.
Crazy movies.
Ang hilig yung gumamit ng music from TV shows. Yung mga,
Yes.
di ba yung Fatima Marie yung Papirit at Papirit. Ito naman, ano ginamit si
Ano nga
Jody
si Jody Lurks? Ginamit ba niya parang commercial jingle yun?
Ay, commercial jingle. Tiki
Takes from
Tiki.
pop
I
culture.
think Tiki.
I think it sounds like it.
Tiki.
Tiki.
Diba?
Pampalusog na yung baby.
Yeah, so, yeah. Hindi niya kumuha ng ganong popular pop culture.
This is not a sponsored podcast.
Sorry.
Joke lang.
Carlo Manalo.
Yun,
Yeah, it's fun.
anything else, DJ? Anything else, man? Yun lang?
I like yung Yakap, parang yung One in the Sacred Shores from last year.
Yes.
It's just a very, poetic lang siya. It's cine-dance.
Cinedance.
Interpretation lang siya ng poem by Jose Garcia Villar.
So, personally, for the short films, favorite ko rin yung Sa Sayang Isla. It's a thesis film, but it does so
Lot of
much.
things.
Christian Candelaria.
Yeah, Christian Candelaria.
I think this was his thesis film for graduation.
For graduation.
And this was the best film, award ng best film.
Best thesis.
Oh, best thesis. Best thesis film.
It's yung an interesting conversation about this film was, yun nga, there was this talk about what's the kid's gender identity, ganon. Parang I don't think it's fully formed yet.
Yeah.
Parang the nice thing about it is that that kid, by the way, who's the cutest kid I've ever seen in a short film. He's thinking of ideas without the gender stereotyping.
Yeah.
And the parents are supportive of that
Yeah.
fact.
And yung ano, I think ano siya, from the eyes of a child na
Yes.
okay,
In his island.
it's not actually about LGBT siguro.
Yeah, not
or identity
necessarily.
o-
It addresses a lot of things, bullying,
Yeah.
stereotypes, environmentalism.
Pero there's like ito yung mga earlier signs of earlier experiences of a kid try
Yeah.
to form what he sees himself
Yeah,
as, diba?
what he sees himself as in the world.
Yeah. So, kasi the kid is very young. Ano to, grade 1 ba to? Or baka younger, baka preschool pa yata eh.
Feel ko
So,
kung may anak ako ganyan yung tsura, spoil ko siya araw-araw na. Eto,
Ano siya?
pagkain, taba-taba, tapos gano'n ka rin.
cute, sobrang. And since I'm Bicolano, parang,
diba?
ganun para feeling pag nanonood ka ng
Yun. Jody Lurks, I like.
regional cinema.
Ano pa? Babylon, of course, one of my favorite films from last year, short films. As for Yakap, it was okay. Yung nabother lang ako yung trailer ng Yakap. Ang sakit sa tenga. It's a high-pitched, like parang tinnitus na noise, tas parang sakit sa tenga. Kasi may time doon sa main theater na pinalabas nila yung trailer sa Yakap. Tas yung, as in, nag-jolt yung dalawang young student, I guess high frequency hearing, ganun.
EDM.
ASMR, joke.
ASMR. By the way, ASMR din recording namin.
Hi guys. Joke lang. As for the other films,
Logro.
Logro was nice.
Based on the life of Chef Boy Logro.
I love
Kidding.
What?
parang the irony of the last scene of Logro, I could see a mile away. Pero parang
Medyo
yeah,
weird
it's a metaphor for, yung marami ka nang inabot, marami ka pang dapat abutin. Ganun.
Although it's very illogical.
Yun nga.
Panira.
So bakit siya bibili ng sasakyan, di
Di
ba?
ba niya naisip yun?
Maybe, baka may sticks yan eh. Tatali sa pa. Joke lang. Ano ba yun? Nangungupahan by Glenn Barrett.
I've been hearing
Kasi,
good things
which
about
I
that.
found out na siya din pala yung alien sa
Alien sa ata.
Siya yung aliens ata.
Likes to experiment.
I like his, yung very experimental with the form, na tipong overlaid, na parang puzzle yung kwarto. Tapos, there's a scene at the end of Nangungupahan na naging mall yung scene. And there are many interpretations.
I see him in campus and parang gusto siyang good job. Kasi I like Aliens ata. I haven't seen Nangungupahan, but
DJ, what's your thoughts on the final scene of Nangungupahan?
Well, una ko naisip, uy, malapit sa amin eh. That's the mall near where I live. Hindi ko alam eh, parang, well, knee-jerk reaction ko is it's cynical about development.
Yeah?
Pero at the same time, parang neutral kasi siya eh.
Yeah,
it's open-ended.
We share the same sentiment eh. But I talked to Armando de la Cruz, who writes for Unreal.ph.
and Film Police.
Oh, and also formerly
He's actually the founder.
founder of Film Police.
Yeah.
And his interpretation is that, like the space like that room in Nangungupahan, malls are also a shared space where we can have
Galing.
stories.
So parang malls are shared spaces na simultaneously in time. Ang difference lang with apartments is parang spread apart. Apart lang sila.
By time. Ayun.
Good job, Armando.
So, it's a very nice interpretation of the film. And, ano pa ba yung iba? Actually, yung ano, no?
Mr. Wiggles.
Mr. Wiggles.
Mr. Wiggles.
What did you think? Hi, Alora. Please join our podcast next time. What do you think of Mr. Wiggles?
What do you think of Mr. Wiggles?
The penis or the film? Well, the penis. I was surprised by the amount of
Exposure.
Well, I guess Kiko Matos and Elora Espana, they really take on daring roles. Wala silang pake, kumbaga. So, I applaud them for that. And I like the treatment na isang take lang siya, overhead. There were some things about their conversation na, it reveals their own personal neuroses na tipong si Kiko Matos, parang gusto niya makapag-provide siya for Elora's character. Elora, parang personally sa kanya, okay lang, kahit tumayo, basta. Parang it tries to depict how people want to balance parang yung sexual needs nila in a relationship, which I appreciated naman. Yeah.
So, as a whole,
Yun.
we gave an overview kanina of Cinemalaya, but after discussing the individual films, what can you say about Cinemalaya?
Yeah, Cinemalaya 2018 was good, I think. This is overall, this is a good year for Philippine cinema, I think. This is like 2013 levels of quality overall in the films we have. This was a very strong lineup. Even the films that were yung mga last minute films were School Service, Musmos, and Lookout. There were konti lang yung films na hindi ko talaga na-enjoy panoorin.
Yeah.
And parang I'm in the internet, parang nakita ko na ang daming tao, they were championing different films. Ang daming may gusto sa Liway, ang daming champion Pandi sa Lawal. Yun nga, may ginawa ko informal survey na nag-interview ako ng mga guards ng CCP. Tapos tinanong ko sa kanila, kung may chance kayo, anong papanoorin yung pelikula? Sinabi nila, almost unanimously was
The Lookout.
Hindi, ML. Kasi si Eddie Garcia. Kasi may brand name eh. And in fairness sa attendance ng mga tao, like there were 2 really well-selling films.
Yeah, Liway and
ML.
And ano rin ang napansin ko, juxtaposed to School Service, this image of Cinemalaya, independent cinema being grim and determined and parang obsessed with poverty. If you look at this lineup, School Service lang naman yung ganun eh.
That's true.
And more films are optimistic or
at least very different
or
yung kanila.
Light or iba yung topics, iba na yung malayo na yung themes na that they dwell on.
And for the same reason, di natin discuss yung Kiko and Syudad sa Bulawan.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are the 2 short films na just like School Service in terms of being dark and gritty.
At may genre exercises rin. Like, ML pa lang eh. I mean,
torture.
Who would have thought na this would be a Cinemalaya film?
Yeah, surprising. And, what else? Yeah, I'm really, I hope that in subsequent years, the festival will, even though it has these challenges, wala masyadong funding, wala masyadong kasi they have this established audience already. I hope they continue to, elevate the quality of their films.
So, I think we're over.
We're far over time, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, I enjoyed talking to you guys.
Yeah, let's make this a 2-parter.
Okay.
Since we talked about Cinemalaya, let's talk about PPP really soon. Let's release the episode soon on
okay,
on PPP,
so this ends Cinemalaya, the Cinemalaya part
yeah.
of our 2-parter. And next time, we will go to the Pista ng Pelikulang Pilipino,
the possibly most controversial
film festival of the year.
So there's a bevy of
there's a lot of
material
stuff we have to talk about.
To talk about
the PPP and all of the shenanigans that went on.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. And any last words from any of you? Any last words? No?
Yay! Hashtag Philippine Cinema.
Hashtag Philippine Cinema. Visit our respective blogs if you want.
Yeah.
Buwan ng Wika, buwan ng Pelikulang Pilipino.
And if CCP does, start up again, just next year when you're in Cinemalaya and you see a stand selling bread, give it a try because bread is delicious. Soliman Cruz even, bought a loaf of bread.
Thank you.
He's the best guy. I won't tell what brand it is. You know what it is.
Unless we get them as a sponsor in the future.
Please sponsor our next podcast. Anyway,
next year Cinemalaya podcast.
Watch out for part 2, guys. And until then, we'll see you guys at the movies.
Bye.
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 To be continued.